Guys, welcome to Mastering Mondays. It's going to be a great day. I am Omika Benjamin and I am excited. Alan and Monique Williams never disappoint. And since they never disappoint, why should we disappoint them and not show up, right? So go ahead and drop your name, your city, and the state in the chat. Go ahead and share this with about 3 people. It's time to make Monday meaningful. So let's go ahead and get into this content.
Hi, guys, it's Alan Williams Jr., and we are back for another episode of Mastering Monday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Listen, you know how we do here. Go ahead and drop your city, drop your state. Let me know where you're watching from, man. We're so glad to connect with each one of you guys. And you guys, listen, I'm telling you, there's no place better to be on a Monday morning, whenever you're watching this, honestly. But there's no place better to be than in the live chat on a Monday morning on watching Mastering Monday. I'm I might be a little biased, but listen, I'm telling you, it's just, like-minded individuals are able to connect in the comment field. We're able to connect. I can give dialogue. It gives me an opportunity to break from, everything else and spend some good time with you, just kind of sharing the things that will help us get closer to a lifestyle of mastery. Somebody drop that in the comments. Listen, I have a lifestyle of mastery. I have a lifestyle of mastery. Listen, declare that out. Declare that out. As you're doing that, if you desire to give into the Daniel Center of Leadership, I don't want to withhold you from that. So listen, there are options to give. It'll be pinned to this video, but you have an opportunity to sow into the Daniel Center of Leadership. So right here on Mastering Monday, if you desire to give, listen, the link is right there. You can tap that link. It takes you right to the portal to give. You select the Daniel Center of Leadership and you sow your gift. Sow your gift, and it goes to the advancement of this word on mastery. Listen, this whole Daniel Center of Leadership, making Monday meaningful. We're able to get that out into the world. So that's there. Those details will be there, throughout the remainder of the message. But guys, have you been enjoying this content on mastery? Listen, drop some emojis in there. Let me see something. Let me see some excitement, because guys, we talked about a couple of weeks ago how mastery is a choice and it does not choose you. Mastery is a choice, but it doesn't choose you. You have to choose mastery. Then last week we came back and we talked about how you have to purpose it in your heart. How mastery is not a choice alone, like simply, but it's also a culture. It's not a goal, it's a culture. Listen, Daniel in the scriptures, it was his cultural standard for mastery. I don't know if you got that. Listen, you say, Alan, we're just getting started and you're already going in. Yes, guys, because listen, we're not holding back on this. This Daniel's cultural standard was to master. So I want to ask you, for this mastery moment, I want to ask you, guys, does your culture reflect mastery? What do you mean, Alan? The people that you surround yourself around, are they conducive to mastery in your life? Are they challenging you? Are they working so hard on their own craft that whenever they give you updates, whenever you guys are having conversation, it stretches you, it disrupts you? Are they doing that? Because if the people that you surround yourself around on a daily basis, if they aren't adopting a mastery mindset, what is that going to say about you? When is the last time that you did an evaluation of your circle? When is the last time that you wrote down those 5 to 8 people that are the closest to you, that you seek for influence, that you have conversations with, that whenever you have these bright ideas, you reach out and you talk to, or they're telling you what's going on with them? Like, when's the last time that you sat down and you really said, man, who are those 5 to 8 people? And I know some of you out there, you're like, man, I don't have friends, man. I don't have associates. Listen, well, I'm going to challenge that. I'm going to push back on that, because I'm going to say, if you're a human being, you communicate. Now, you might not necessarily like the people that you communicate to so much, but listen, you communicate. If you scroll down your text log, you're going to see who you've been going back and forth with. If you scroll down your call log, you're going to see who's been calling you and who you've been calling. Listen, if you evaluate your time at work, you're going to find out who you buddy up with at work, who you talk to at work. It might just be for help, support, or whatever. But guys, if we have to begin to evaluate these relationships, and when we evaluate these relationships, then we begin to look at them and say, man, what's their cultural standard? Is it maintenance? Are they okay with being average? And that's okay. But if you are adopting a mindset of mastery, then and you're connected with someone who has an average mindset and they're okay with that, chances are anything that looks different from comfort, they're going to get offended. Oh man, we're going there. Oh, we're going there today. Listen, if I'm adopting a mastery mindset, I'm filling my mind with the scriptures. I'm filling my thoughts with the scriptures. I'm decreeing and I'm declaring what the word of God says that I am and says that I can do. And I'm also setting these goals and I'm making these different decisions. I'm putting myself in different atmospheres. I'm bursting out of that comfort zone on a daily basis. Listen, that's intimidating to someone who is comfortable. And oftentimes, as we go through this process of mastery, it's going to separate us from others. See, that's the same thing that Daniel went through in the scriptures. You remember we read Daniel chapter 1, verse 8. That's been our focal point for the last 3 weeks, right? We read Daniel chapter 1, verse 8, where the scripture says that he purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself of the king's meat, right? When Daniel made that decision, two things happened. Number one, Daniel decided to adopt a mastery mindset. And number two, Daniel's decision separated him from the majority. I'm here to tell you on this Mastering Monday, guys, I'm here to tell you that when you adopt a mastery mindset, you're going to separate yourself. And you have to be okay with understanding that for a season, I need to evaluate my circle of influence and I need to evaluate my time. Because I have to begin to devote myself to things that are conducive to where I'm going. And that doesn't mean that you have to be negative. That doesn't mean that you have to be rude to anyone. That doesn't mean that you have to look down on anyone. It simply means that your decisions about your time and what you involve yourself in has to level up. Drop that in the comments. Somebody put level up in the comments. Listen, because it's time for you to level up, guys. Listen, it's one thing we've been learning about mastery. We've been talking about mastery, embracing what this concept of mastery is. Now it's time for you to really take a look at what you've been doing, really take a look at where you want to be, and then do an evaluation of that gap. Listen, if I'm here, these are the results I'm getting, this is what I'm doing, and I want to be here. Listen, what's in this gap? What do I need to fill this gap up with? And as you begin to start filling that gap up, you're going to eliminate yourself from some of the activities that you used to engage in. Just like Daniel, when Daniel decided not to eat of the king's meat while the other servants were there and they were going through their regimen and then they were going to eat, dinner and having this prestige dinner, they had their time blocked off for that. Listen, Daniel was over here doing some mastery work. Daniel was over here working on his craft. Daniel was over here spending time with the Lord. Daniel was over here embracing discipline, right? He eliminated himself from some of the activities. Listen, although the activities seem harmless on the surface, it was harmful to his future. Listen, I'm going to say that again. Even though the activities were harmful on the surface because his goals didn't match where they presently were, it was harmful to where he was going. So what am I here to say on this mastery moment? There's some things that you have to evaluate that didn't necessarily seem wrong. But when you make your mind up to become a master at your craft, when you make your mind up to adopt a mindset of mastery, listen, I'm setting goals. I'm setting superior goals, right? right? I'm setting superior goals for myself. And I'm working hard. I'm holding myself accountable. Others are holding me accountable. I'm submitting to leadership. Leadership is holding me accountable. When you do that, guys, even though some of the other stuff was innocent and sincere, it can be sincerely wrong for where you're going. So as we begin to transition from this Mastering Monday, I know I love it. I know you love it, but we got to transition, right? But as we begin to do that, as we begin to land this plane down for today, I want you to strongly consider what it will take for you to adopt a mastery mindset. And I wrote something down for you. The definition of adoption is to take by choice into relationship. See, the reason why we oftentimes don't reach the place that we want to reach is because we really have not adopted the mindset necessary to get us there. Yeah. We've identified the process that is necessary to get us there, but we have not adopted it. Because whenever you adopt something, you take that thing. Listen, you take that thing by force. And you don't only take it by force, but you also take it into relationship. Meaning I am immersing myself in this. I am becoming this. So much to the point that when I walk into a room, people can see mastery on me and I haven't even opened my mouth. But my work speaks for me. See, that's the place that you can be in your job, in your career, in your business, in your family, in your marriage, in your money, in your spiritual connection with God. Listen, there's so much more that we can do when we adopt, take into relationship, when we adopt a mastery mindset. Sessions. Listen, make sure you join us here in the Daniel Center, February the 11th, for our virtual Cappuccino and Connect. I'll see you guys there and right back on here next week.